Welcome back to episode 293 of the Guy and Guns podcast. I'm your host, Troy.
And I'm your other host, Doug.
We use this podcast to talk about guy, guns, and the responsible Christian gun owner's interest. On this week's show, we'll be talking about how everything keeps coming back around. Here we go again.
Here we go.
Here we go again. All right. This week's bandwidth sponsors, we want to thank Oathkeepers TV. I don't know if they're even out there anymore. I mean, everything's been taken under attack. Everything's council culture. Everything's been, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know if it's still out there. I don't know if we're broadcasting. I don't know if whatever. But I want to thank them. Maybe they're no more. We'll see. I also want to thank
Crossbreed Holsters. You've heard us talk about it if you're carrying a gun on your person, in your vehicle, or your wife's got one in her purse. Check our buddies out at Crossbreed Holsters. They got a holster for you. CrossbreedHolsters.com. Carry the cross. Also, PowerTac lights. If you're looking for a great headlamp, AR light, or just a light to carry around your pocket, PowerTac has a light for you. Go check our buddies. They've been running some awesome sales too. So go check them out. If you find one on sale, buy that one. If you find one that's not on sale, use our promo code, and they'll give you 40% off just for listening to the show and using our promo code. So go check our buddies out at PowerTac.com.
Good deal. What you been doing? It's been 2 weeks now. We had some stuff going on last week. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but it's been a little crazy.
Yeah, this year has not started out real well for me this year. So, I always start every year off with a nice Arkansas duck hunt trip, and I got down to Arkansas this year and hunted the first day. Everything was fine. Man, I got up that morning and I peeled me a couple little oranges like I always do, and I could smell them and taste them, and all good. Got to the blind. I was eating some of my son-in-law Matt's grandfather's homemade deer jerky. It was good, tasted, everything was fine. We got back to the hotel and we were cleaning ducks, and a little piece of duck tender fell off one of the breasts. We were washing them off, and my friend Luke says, "I wonder what duck sushi tastes like." So I just grabbed it and threw it in my mouth and started chewing it. He's like, "What's it taste like?" I said, "Actually, it doesn't taste like nothing." And I'm like, "Oh no." So I ran in the room real quick, grabbed me an orange, started peeling it, and I couldn't smell it. And I was trying. I tasted it, couldn't taste it. Tried a couple other things. Nope. No taste, no smell. I was like, I called the guide, and he's like, "Well," he said, "you're going to have to get a test before I can let you hunt, positive or negative." I was like, lovely. And this was on Sunday afternoon. So there ain't much in Stuttgart, Arkansas. I can tell you that. There is a hospital. I called the hospital. They're like, "Oh yeah, we can test you. Come on up." But it'll be 3 days before you get your results back. I'm like, "Well, I'll be gone in 3 days." So I was going to go to Little Rock, Arkansas, first thing Monday morning. And I just happened to start looking through my phone, and I found there was 3 urgent cares in Stuttgart. I called the first 2, weren't open. Called the third one, and they answered the phone. And I'm like, "Well," I said, "I need to see if you guys do the rapid test." And she's like, "We do, but you got to have symptoms for 5 days and all these criteria." I'm like, "All right, look, I work for a hospital. I do not have taste and smell. I'm here from Georgia duck hunting, and I can't hunt until I get a test." She's like, "Come on up. We'll test you." She said, "Just pull up in the parking lot and just call us when you get there, and we'll come out to the truck and test you." Rajo, 5 minutes. I'm sitting in the parking lot. She comes out, and dude, let me tell you, that test ain't no joke. That thing, I did not like that at all. So I'm sitting there in the truck, and she goes, "All right." She said, "It's going to be a little uncomfortable." I'm like, "Okay." I said, "Let's just do it." She shoves that thing up, and I swear she tried to scratch my brain with it. And she pulled it out. And when she did, man, my eyes started watering. And I was like, "Ooh, wee, that hurt." And she's like, "All right, we're almost halfway there." I was like, "What do you mean halfway?" She said, "I got to do the other side too."
Yo.
I said, "What? Can you only get the China virus in one side of your nose and not the other one?" She's like, "No, but I got to do it." And she did. So Man, my sinuses hurt for 2 days after that.
Well, Elon Musk said that he tested positive in one nostril and negative in the other one.
Well, she used the same stick.
Huh?
She used the same stick.
The same end of the same stick?
Mm.
Ew. So he said that something's up with them tests. I don't know.
Well, she came out 15 minutes later. She said, "Well, you're positive." I was like, "Are you positive that I'm positive?" And she said, 100%. So for the next 2 days, I got to sit in the room while my buddies duck hunted, and I didn't get to go.
Yep. For all you that thought 2021 is going to be better than 2020.
It's not. And then on the way back, I let my son-in-law drive my truck for a little bit. I was going to take a little nap. He'd been driving about 15 minutes. We started hearing something, and well, looks like I'm going to have a new transmission in my truck. I like see what happens when you let a Ford owner drive a Chevrolet.
Yeah, blame the Ford.
Tear it up. Tear it up.
Blame the Ford guy for a shitty problem.
So I got the China virus in 2021. I'm going to have to get a new transmission in my truck in 2021. It ruined my first duck hunt, so it hadn't been a good couple 2 weeks. So, but it could be worse. I got my taste and smell back a couple days ago. Wendy is still not. I mean, Wendy has it too.
Mm-hmm.
We're a family that shares. So if I got something, she's got it. But she hadn't been feeling too good the last couple of days, but she's getting there. I'm making sure she takes her medicine and stuff. I don't know, what I was taking. Did it help? I don't know. But I doubled up on zinc. I doubled up on vitamin D, and I was taking Dayquil, cold and flu, severe cold and flu. And if I hadn't lost my taste and smell in Arkansas, I would have never known I had it. I was a little tired, but I was running about 90%, but that ain't nothing unusual when you're duck hunting and making long trips.
Or in your mid 50s.
Yeah. In your mid 50s, 55. But I said, I told him, I said, I would prefer to, I'd prefer to get the China virus, I want the version where I just can't taste and smell than going on a ventilator.
Yeah. That sounds pretty nasty.
Yeah, it ain't. It wasn't. To me, it wasn't all that bad. I tell you, the roughest part for me was, I had heartburn so bad. I could not even be eating anything.
It's probably duck sushi that gave you the heartburn.
Well, that was just the one day, and I spit that out. I was like, I can't even taste what this tastes like, so let me just go ahead and spit this out. And my vision is still a little blurry. Even if I put my glasses on, it's still the exact same, and it kind of comes and goes. And the heartburn indigestion was pretty bad, but I found about halfway back from Arkansas that's what it felt like, and that's what was going on. And we stopped at a Love's truck stop, and my son-in-law got a big bottle of like antacid tablets to chew. So it's like chewing chalk, but I mean, I couldn't taste it. So what I care. And, but
they helped, huh?
It did help. It helped a lot, but I haven't been too bad. Now I can walk to the mailbox and back, and I have to sit down for a minute because it gets you winded.
I guess it's important that you move around a lot, not lay around.
Right.
So I got a fluid buildup.
I got my taste and smell back. Like I said, Wendy hadn't got hers back, but she's not feeling so hot the last 2 days. But pumping lots of meds in her, so hopefully that'll get her fixed up. I tell you what, I do have a praise on the praise side, other than I didn't go on a ventilator, which was a good thing. But a good friend of mine's wife, his family had it, and he was kind of like me, no taste, no smell, a little run down, nothing major. His wife started out the same, and she's been on a ventilator for a little over a week.
Ooh.
And we've been praying for her, and hoping she'd pull through and get off the ventilator, and thank goodness, glory, she got off the ventilator yesterday, and they just had her on a BiPAP machine, just giving her some extra oxygen and stuff, and she's been off a couple of days now, so it is looking a lot better for her now. So
wow,
that's a good thing right there.
Good to hear.
Let's see, what else have I done? I hadn't done much. We had the last couple of days of deer season, Saturday and Sunday, and my daughter Tara wanted to go. And, she hadn't been able to hunt most of the year because she had dislocated her knee right as deer season came in, so she hadn't been able to climb deer ladders or nothing like that. So I went with her Saturday and Sunday trying to kill a deer over at Matt's grandfather's house, and I got cleared hot for pig hunting again now, though. So it's things are looking up.
Good deal.
Heck yeah! So
you're not showing up on the camera anymore, though, probably.
Yeah, I'm getting them, but I went the other night for a little while. I was going to just see because he'd been coming in pretty regular, about 6:30, 7 o'clock, and I sat until about 10 o'clock the other night, and he just never showed. I haven't had him on camera since. So I don't know where he went, but anyway, hey, I'm getting in the ham radio, Troy.
I saw. Yeah, I remember you telling me he's getting one.
I'm studying and working on that. I got a couple of my buddies. My buddy Andy's on here. We call each other. I'm COVID-2 now. He's COVID-1 because he's patient 0 for my family.
He was the vector. He was the source.
Yeah. So he's COVID-1. I'm COVID-2. That's going to be our call signs on the radio, I think.
Now it'll be where your call sign is assigned to you. It'll be your call sign.
Right. Well, you get the vanity ones, can't you?
Yeah, I don't think they come in like they're a 2x2 or 3x2. With a technician, you'll be a 3x2 or a 2x3 or something. Then you have to get you a vanity. The prices are going up. FCC all of a sudden decided they're going to take the prices from $15 to $35. So it's not a brand killer because it's once every 10 years, but it's just a matter of it's a lot. Everything to do all the paperwork for the test is all online now. And that really doesn't require any labor. It's all automated. But now they're going to charge you $20 more or whatever.
But of course they are.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm studying for it, so I'm gonna try to get that knocked out here. And
I'm excited, man. You'll get on Yaesu System Fusion, and we'll have my nodes set up here before long, and we can all chit chat on Yaesu System Fusion in a God and Guns room or something.
There you go. Yeah, I actually wound up getting the FT3DR. I think I got.
That's right. That's a nice little radio.
It is. I figure if I'm gonna get one, I'm gonna get something. I'm gonna get a nice one. And so
lots of things to learn on that radio. I'm still learning stuff on it. I've had it a year and a half now. I'm still learning stuff about that radio. The same thing with the FTM 400. I was using it today. Went to E-Town. I was talking up with some different people I know on Simplex and listening to the repeaters in the areas. I've got about 60 repeaters that I can hear in my rig most of the time here in Kentucky. I can listen to them. I can talk to well, it depends on where I'm at, but I can talk to probably 2/3 of them if I go up to 50 watts.
Yeah.
I pick all the way up. I pick Southern Indiana up all the way down to there's one I can hear at night a lot of times in north side of Tennessee off their repeaters, but it's amazing how far some of those 2-meter signals are run. Now, I'm looking at HF rig now. I've got to pay some taxes tomorrow, and after that, I'm looking at getting me an HF rig so I can talk all the way around the world.
There you go. Yeah, hopefully this little radio it'll be cool, but yeah, with all the stuff going on, I figured I better have some kind of communications set up. And
yeah,
I've drug my feet long enough. I should have gotten it, a while back, but I hadn't done it.
Gotcha. That I got you then.
I think so. What you got going on?
Daily Bible reading. Been spending a lot of family time. We didn't go to church Sunday because I did make a trip last week. I didn't promote a whole lot about it, but I did go to DC and was there for the 2 million people rally. I mean, it was the most people I've ever seen in my life. And I've never been in a crowd that large in my life, and I was right in the middle of it, which was very claustrophobic for me. I'm a person who likes to be out in wide open areas. But as far as the eye could see in any direction, it was Trump supporters and some Antifa mixed in with bullhorns trying to get everybody to go over to the Capitol afterwards. And people were shouting them out, telling them to get out of there and stuff like that. And that's the ones I believe that went over there and started all the mess at the Capitol before the speech was even over with. But travel to Washington, D.C., that's exciting times. Nothing like being unarmed amongst a couple million people. I didn't want to be unarmed, but I didn't want to be in prison for 10, 15 years if I got stopped. We used public transportation. We stopped in Virginia and spent the night there just outside the D.C. corridor and hopped a metro train in and got off about 6 blocks from the venue, from the White House. I think we were at the Clips Park, which is right out in front of the White House. And so we rode in on the train, got there, about 8:30, 9 o'clock. And we were there till the end of the Trump speech, which was like 2 something.
Mm-hmm.
And then I knew no good was going to come of what was going on at the Capitol. I told the guy that went with me, I said, let's get out of here before something goes down. And we were on the train, started getting messages about people trying to break into the Capitol, and it was obviously Antifa guys dressed up. We had I have people who had intel that the Antifa was going to be there and they're going to be trying to disrupt and cause trouble. And as soon as I heard what happened, I'm like, that's who was breaking in the thing, because Trump supporters ain't going to be beating up Capitol Police. That's not Trump. That's anarchists that try to steal, kill, and destroy. The same thing everywhere they go. Steal, kill, and destroy. That's the strong arm of the Democratic Party. Just like the KKK, the Southern Knights, the Weather Underground, the Occupy Wall Street, Antifa, Black Lives Matter. They're all the terrorist groups of the Democratic Party. Republicans don't go and start attacking police officers and the Capitol right in the middle of, especially in the middle of a vote. That would be people trying to cause the vote to be stopped or cause the vote to be corrupted or whatever. Just like what we saw. As soon as we got back to the hotel, flipped on Fox News, and it was so obvious that the media had a heads up on it. It was like, man, they've been waiting for this, and they were the worst actors I've seen in my life. You could tell they were just, you keep on going over, it's the first time the Capitol's been breached since 1812 with the English. What are you even talking about? There was nobody there with guns. The only people shot was a person supposedly a Trump supporter who was stepping through a window or door or something. Oh, wouldn't know if the Trump people had guns. There wouldn't been if they wanted to take that Capitol. There's no way 2 million people there with guns. It wouldn't been nothing left.
No.
Wouldn't been nothing left. Trump supporters aren't that way. I mean, you may have some kooks every once in a while, but that was Antifa stirring up stuff. They was coming through the crowds of bullhorns. There's a whole bunch of young, pot smoking, foul mouth, bunch of mess walking through there, and everybody knew there's Antifa. And I'm like, we are not going to the Capitol. Oh well, but so that was that. Got back home safe and fine. stayed away from the Capitol. I didn't go down there. I wasn't stupid enough to follow that bunch into anything.
Right.
But I did that, and then I don't know if you call it God time. I guess that was sort of gun time, freedom time. It was nice to. You could sort of hear the speech. There were so many people there. It was hard to hear the speakers, even with the big jumbotron. They had humongous jumbotrons out there, and you could see them sometimes between the flags. You could sort of see the speakers. You sort of could see Trump. The loudest they had turned up was for Trump, and he was about at the very low end of being able to hear him. But I could hear most of the speech when people weren't cheering or chanting USA or chanting 4 more years or chanting whatever they were chanting. I'm like, just be quiet and listen.
Right.
But, it was whatever it was. But that was the DC stuff. Then here at the home, we've been playing La Canasta. We've been having French fry night. I bought for Christmas. I don't know if it was for Christmas. I bought it right at Christmas. One of those big potato slicers like they've got Penn Station or Five Guys, where you could take a whole potato and turn it into the fries.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've got that huge skillet that's like this big and about that deep. And so I've been frying French fries like once a week. And so it's sort of family time. All of the kids and Chris and I get together, and then we play cards and stuff like that. And then Audrey's birthday was yesterday. Gunner's birthday's tomorrow. So I'm getting older, man. My baby is turned 15.
I know.
She's going to be driving next year. That's my baby. I'm like, golly, how did you get that old? I feel so old. But been enjoying the Thermion. I have been out several times with it and seeing all the wildlife. The times I've seen coyotes, they're heading over the hill because I don't know if they pick up my scent or whatever, but I've seen them twice, and by the time I get up and get on them, they're booking it over the top of the hill. A couple times Buddy's with me, so he scares them off some.
They run them off for you.
Yeah. And then let's see. The only thing I carried in DC, I see asking if I carried. The only thing I carried in DC was I carried some OC spray, and I have some assault gloves that I was wearing that are knife. They're pretty much knife resistant, and these really big knuckles on them. They're plastic, and so they're called assault gloves.
I thought you were going to say you had one of them gloves on that dude had up at.
That would be nice, man.
The Iraqi vet shoot that day.
You know how much that thing cost?
They ain't no telling.
$2,000 something. I was like, you out of your mind? He said, that's what it cost me. I'm like, no way I'm paying $2,000 for a pair of shot gloves.
I think it would be pretty cool, though. You could take somebody down quick.
Yeah, but you got to have hands on them. I really like keep people at a distance if I can.
Right.
Stun guns are, the ones that you shoot the little barbs out and light them up. Those things are only about 60-70% effective. And especially out there in the winter, everybody, it's 25-30 degrees, the wind blowing. Ain't nobody gonna, everybody's gonna have heavy clothing on. You're not gonna get no barbs in nobody. It would do you no good. The wind blowing, I don't even know the pepper spray would do good. You have to sort of shoot up wind on them or something.
You get somebody.
Yeah, I had a gel and I had a couple streams with me. So, and just intimidation and the glare that works pretty good when you got nothing else.
Right.
Size and attitude. That's what I carried. Let's see. Where else? Audrey got more components in for Audrey's build. I had ordered several, and they've just been delayed. Today we got in some more components. So I was thinking she was going to want it painted like blue or painted some other color than what she wants it to be. Flat, dark earth, and black.
Nice.
She likes the flat, dark earth and black, and she wants flat, dark earth magazines, and she wants a flat, dark earth sling. So Got her set up, man. She's going.
And she go get it too.
It ain't no girly gun.
No.
It's a very very cool looking rifle.
Now, is it her or Daphne that likes the purple? It's her. It's her.
Daphne's got the purple.
Daphne's got the purple one. Okay.
Yeah, Daphne's got a purple pistol. Of course, she's almost 22, so she'll be 22 next month. So, man, Tim will be 30 this year. God,
Crazy, isn't it?
I am getting old, man. I ain't as old as you, but I'm getting old.
You ain't far behind.
9 months or something.
Yeah.
Oh, was it? Yeah, 9 months. Let's see. I went to a few gun stores. I have not been out to a gun store since pretty much this thing started. Other than I stopped at Academy a couple times and picked up some reloading components that they still have on the shelf. So I go to this local gun store. I'm not going to name it because people on here probably know what I'm talking about. And he had the American, the Ruger American bolt action 300 blackout rifle, threaded for a suppressor, and it was used, and he wanted $450 for it, which is over the market. I mean, before all this, you could buy a new American threaded barrel, and they were about what, $375, something like that, $400,
maybe somewhere in that area.
Has 2 mags with it, had some ammunition. He said come with it, and so I was like, yeah, but there was nothing else in the store. The only thing he had left, he had a couple of ARs he wanted to monsters mount some money for, which didn't appeal to me at all. And I was looking for a lever gun. I've been wanting to get a lever 4570 or a lever. I'd like to have a lever 308. Cannot find them anywhere. They've been turned into unicorns. But as far as that rifle, I sort of like, I've been thinking about getting a 300 blackout. I've been thinking about getting a can. Thought that would go good with that Thermion. Shoot some suppressed subsonic loads. Maybe get 2 or 3 calories instead of just 1, because you wouldn't spook them so bad. But they probably would have bolted anyway. But looked around, see what else I could find out there. He wanted $450 for it. I said, all right. I said, how much ammo you got? He said, I got 700 rounds of. I said, are they subsonic or supersonic? He said, they're supersonic. I said, well, give me a price. And he said, well, let me call you back. Yeah, I have to look it up. Sorry, I have to call if everybody's here. Knock my phone off. So he called me back, and he said he wanted, check this out, $45 a box of 20.
For 300 blackout?
Yeah. $45 per box of 20.
And they'll probably get it. Somebody will pay it.
I said, he said, I only will sell you 200 rounds because I got a couple ARs and 300 blackout. I will keep some of those to sell with the gun. I was like, so you want $900 for 200 rounds? Well, when you say it like that, it sounds like a lot. It's like, I think you're going to keep it. $900 for 200 rounds of 300 blackout. I was like, are you out of your mind? Well, that's why I got half for it. I'm like, well, you ain't getting it from me, and hung up. $900 for 200 rounds of 300 blackout. All of 200 blackout is, for you guys that don't know what 300 blackout, all that 300 blackout is a 223 case with a 30 caliber bullet. And if it's subsonic, it has less powder in it. It probably has a better burning powder that isn't so dirty, since it's going into a can most likely. Outside of that, it should be at least less than $1 a round, even as bad as times are. I mean, I've seen 5.56 recently go for 80 cents a round, and it's just a little bit heavier bullet. The rest of it is pretty much 5.56 with less powder. And you're pushing a heavier bullet. $45 a box before tax now.
Right.
So you'd have to add on another $60 of tax on top of that.
Yeah.
I'm like, you got. I couldn't even talk to the man. I would have said something that I would have regretted. I just had to hang up. I said, not for me. I'm not paying you $45 per box of 20 or 300 blackout. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my life.
There's gun stores here, man. They're selling AR rounds for it's going for $20 to $25 a box of 20. I'm like,
$45 though.
That's nah.
I mean, if it was 338 Lupua, that's about the right price for that.
Right.
Two and a quarter around. What does it work out to? I mean, in my head, I'm thinking it's 2/4. What was it? 40, 20 rounds divided by $45 divided by 20 rounds. Yeah, 2 1/4. That's what was in my head. 2 1/4 round. I mean, that's about what. No, I guess Lapua is probably closer to $3 a round. But 300 blackout. It's not exotic. I mean, I can reload it myself with my. I just have to, I'd have to flare my cases and trim, but 223 cases, or not, or 5.56 223, whatever. I can make my own brass out of that, and still reload it for less than 27 cents a round. Even, not including any kind of, if you're trying to figure labor, if you're just making it. $45 a box of 20. I mean, I have paid as much as $30 for some really premium 25-06 round, 25-06 for ammo. That's like really good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Quality, reloadable brass kind of stuff. But not very. I don't shoot that much of it. I probably shoot a box a year of 25-06 because everything I shoot it hits. It's just that accurate of a gun. But
I picked up some Hornady Black in 6.5 Grendel, and I think I only paid $24 a box. And all that is that's just a souped up it's a souped up AR round. That's all it is. A little short, little fat case.
Bill's over talking about something happened. What happened? Spam call.
Yeah.
Trump supporters were KKK. Well, KKK members are Democrats.
Right.
That's KKK. Yeah. Southern Knights were another terrorist group of the Democratic Party. If you look at the history of the Democratic Party, they always have terrorist groups that are their strong arm to go around and intimidate black people and poor people.
Mm-hmm.
Just a fact. It's I'm not trying to.
Oh, we're not sharing actual facts, are we?
Oh yeah. Sometimes the facts are important. All right, so we're still on.
We are broadcasting, so they got official fact checkers.
We probably won't be broadcasting. By the way, before we get kicked off of YouTube, we do have a Rumble account. I cannot get to go. I can't do live yet. I don't know if that's a possibility right now. I don't think they are able to do that. But as long as StreamYard doesn't kill us, we should be able to put videos out.
Right.
But I don't know if they'll be live in the future. But just in case, find us over on Rumble. We have a Rumble account. I just want to make sure you all hear that in case we get the cord yanked to us. Because God we live in times where God and guns. We live in times where they can't handle the truth, and so they have to tell us. They have to make us quiet, and so they're using every trick in their book to silence our voices, to make sure that we're not heard, that we're not seen. And so if we disappear, one day, Lord willing, Doug is going to get us a God and Guns website back up again. And you go there and try to find us. And you keep looking until you find us. We are at MeWe, which is still up and going. Parler's down, as y'all know. Parler's been attacked by Google, U.S. Congress. They're saying that Parler people were all over the Capitol grounds during the attack. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. They're trying to link Parler to people's phones that were supposedly at the Capitol with the Antifas. So that's why they're trying to get Parler taken off and deplatformed all the other, which they have. I mean, you can't.
They did. Yeah.
You can't post nothing there at all. I tried to get on Gab. I can't even get Gab to load. I tried to. What's the other one? I mean, they took the Parler off of Apple. They took the Parler off of the Google Store.
Yep.
They've taken Wimkin. Wimkin is like a one-legged spider. It gets one leg under it and then it collapses again, and then they get up and running, and they'll be running for about 2 hours, and they get taken down again. They have been attacked ever since they came out. I mean, ever since it came out. So the apps that you think are secure are not secure. People are listening to what you're saying. They're reading what you're writing. So there are no secure comms. The best way to pass along information is to go to your neighbor and talk to them, and go to your family and talk to them, and write letters and send them in snail mail or something, because the deep state is decide that we the people are their enemy.
Yep.
And we need to be put in our place. So that's where we're at in this country. So don't be disheartened. Don't be disheartened. It's sort of laughable. The one thing about the thing that happened on January 6th is I think that the people in Washington realized how vulnerable they would be if we did decide to do something. If Americans did get up their ire enough that they decided to go to Washington, and that's why you see them putting Constantine wire all around all the federal buildings in Washington, because there's no way they could stop it. I mean, 20,000 troops, but you had 2 million people easily. At least 1 million people. You have 1 million people with rocks could take down 20,000 people with rifles. I can tell you, it could happen. I'm just saying, if the people really wanted to revolt, those people that are sitting in their little ivory tower up there, they wouldn't have a chance. The pitchforks and torches, would take them out.
It's kind of amazing, though, that all of the legislators up there that have been calling to defund the police and get rid of the police were crying for them that day.
Yep. The thing is that if you will do a little searching around, you'll find out that there were Capitol Police who let in those Antifa anarchists into the Capitol and told them where to go and what to get, and where to go and how to get there. And it was they've already started firing some of those people supposedly and letting them off.
Well, that video of the guy inside the chambers that shot that girl that was trying to climb up or whatever and shot her.
Yep.
Did you see all the police officers lined up and down the steps?
Yep.
When she fell, I mean, they were right there.
Yeah, they were right behind her. There was police right to her right.
Yep.
From the angle of the video. And then there was this guy with a pistol who shot through the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then all these police were back behind. And then the guy that was up there beating on the door and trying to tear it down, he starts running. They killed her. He ran down the steps. And then he took his jacket off and his shirt off and he changed clothes. And then he went out and became a witness to go outside and tell the press what happened. He was an Antifa plant. And there's plenty of videos that are out there. You have to search for them because they're deleting them as fast as they can find them. As soon as they get posted up, YouTube's pulling them down. As soon as they get posted up, Facebook's taking them down. Twitter's taking them down. So I'm not at Twitter anymore. Guy Guns is not Twitter. I closed the account because every time I posted something, it was getting blocked. Every time I did something, it was getting restricted. And then my personal account got taken down. And so we're no longer at Twitter. Parler's down. So right now we're still on Facebook for as long as that lasts, which I'm surprised we're still there.
I know.
MeWe, we are at MeWe. I see a lot of you guys coming over to MeWe. And I am on LinkedIn personally. We don't have like a Guy and Guns page. And that may get yanked because I know that they're a bunch of leftists as well. And where else are we at? That's pretty much it. I'm on Wimkin, but it's it's like a chained up dog. It can't go very far until it gets yanked back.
We're on
Right.
Instagram, but that ain't gonna last
Instagram.
much longer.
Our email's still working at this point in time, unless
Yeah.
our service provider decides they're going to yank us. But if we disappear, we'll come back in some form or fashion. You can still email us,
Right.
and we'll have a page sooner or later to go to. So EDC check. I'm packing the Staccato C tonight, and in the Super Tuck, Crossbreed Super Tuck, and all the usual stuff. What are you packing tonight?
Oh, I got the Glock 19, and I actually have it laying here on my desk in one of my crossbreed holsters.
Cool.
Which I think I showed it the other day, but I got a crossbreed holster for the chest rig for the 44 Magnum.
Yep.
And I actually wore it hog hunting the other night, and man, I'm digging it.
You like
Love it? Yes. Thank you, crossbreed. Thank you. And also have the Spartan auto knife with the Damascus blade on it.
Cool.
And that's what I'm toting at the moment.
I'm actually got the Ratworks
I like that thing.
Ratworks knife. It's a beast of a blade and very heavy duty. I'm carrying it today. I have put the Microtech on the work table. I'm going to try to fix. It's got a bent up clip on it, and it keeps falling in my pocket. So I've got to fix that. All right. So I didn't have any. Well, I had some feedback, but nothing really to post. You've got us a lame joke or a good joke? We'll find out.
You can tell me after. Hopefully, I haven't told it. Like I was telling Troy earlier, it is hard to find good, clean jokes, and I think even my buddy Chad, who usually sends me some good stuff, has he's exhausted all of his sources too. So here we go. A man died and went to heaven. When he got to the pearly gates, he was met by St. Peter, who led him down the golden streets. They passed stately homes and beautiful mansions until they came to the end of the street where they stopped in front of a rundown cabin. The man asked St. Peter, said, why have you got a hut when there's so many mansions that I could live in? And St. Peter replied, I did the best I could with the money that you sent us.
There you go. He didn't store up his treasures in heaven, did he?
He did not. I got another one I might tell. It's kind of like that about a preacher and a lawyer. I have to tell that one day too.
Okay. So Bible verses tonight will be coming out of Matthew. Matthew 10, verses 26 down through 33. Pop this up here where I can see it. Have no fear is the title of the verse. We're reading in the ESV version. So have no fear of them, for nothing is covered that will not be revealed, or hidden that will not be known. What I tell you in the dark, say in the light, and what you hear whispered, proclaim on the housetops. And do not fear those who can kill the body, but cannot kill the soul. Rather fear him who can destroy both the soul and body in hell. Are not 2 sparrows sold for a penny? And not one of them will fall to the ground apart from your Father. But even the hairs on your head are all numbered. Fear not, therefore you are of more value than many sparrows. So everyone who acknowledges me before men, I will acknowledge before my Father who is in heaven. But whoever denies me before men, I will also deny before my Father who is in heaven. Very strong words from Jesus here in Matthew 10. So what are we talking about? When people are persecuting us, and make no doubt that we're coming into a time of persecution for the believers in the United States. It's already been happening in the 20th century. More Christians were killed all over the world than in all of history before. But America was pretty much spared from that, apart from a few lunatic, people that are going around attacking churches. But what happens now is that as we are coming under our own persecution, because we have not been doing the Father's will to go out and proclaim the gospel and win the lost to Jesus, that's on us. So just as in the Old Testament, and I've told you guys this before, just as in the Old Testament, when you see that the Israel continually fell down and failed to follow God and started worshiping other gods, they were taken into captivity. They come under persecution. What do? They run back to God. Oh, please forgive us. We're the same way as believers. When we become persecuted, when we get a bad health report, when we get a bad bank account statement, bills come due, wife walks out the door, husband walks out the door, kids, whatever the case is, we go run to Jesus then, right? We go run to God then for help. But we fail to do it every day in our lives. We fail to do it in our walk. I'm as guilty as everybody else. I want to wage war with words and social media battles and stuff instead of going out and proclaiming the gospel, showing the love of God. So that's where we're at. We're going to be persecuted because we've allowed ourselves to become fat, happy, and lazy, and fattened up for the kill. And so we need to get back in the Bibles. We need to not have fear. When you see these people who hate you so much, they don't hate you. They hate God. They fear God. And so they lash out. They are the children of the devil. John 10:10. They are of their father, the devil. And whenever you see people who steal, kill, and destroy, that is the traits of the devil. And so when you see that, you know whose father they have. And so you don't win them by fighting with them or pepper spraying them or beating them about the head or shooting them. You win them by showing the love of God. And that is to pray for your enemies. That is to love your enemies even though they hate you, even though they want to kill you. You need to tell them about the good news. And if they mock you, they're mocking God. They're not mocking you. If they call you names, they're calling God names. They're not calling you names. You're just the agent, right, with a message. But we're called to die to ourselves. We're called to go out and witness. We're called to be fools for Christ. We're called to be servants of Christ. We're called to be martyred for Christ. That's where we're at, people. That's where we've always been at. We've been in this delusional America world. Now that the devil's children are starting to take over the levers of power in government, you're going to see them increasingly more and more attack you. But you need to know that the war is already won. Jesus is already won. You need to know that everything is okay because you're not to have any fear. Jesus says, do not fear the person who can only take your life. You fear the person that can take your life and your soul, right? Which is God, the Father. And so we're called to make sure that we are not being fearful of someone who really can't do anything to you. You're going to die someday anyway.
Right.
You might as well go out proclaiming the love of Jesus, the salvation that he offers through his sacrifice, through his laying down his life. And so just as Jesus laid down his life for his enemies, we are called to lay down our lives for our enemies, because our enemies are God's enemies. And if they get turned and are able to hear the gospel message, that's great. Now, I'm not saying that we go out and we allow murderers to murder us. That doesn't mean, but if we're martyred because we're preaching the gospel, if we're sharing the gospel, if we're showing the love of God, then that's what we have to do. But if someone's trying to break in your house and take your stuff, you can still defend yourself. You can still stop that.
Right.
We've talked about this enough on this show if you haven't figured that out yet. But I continually hear it from people who take offense by the name God and Guns on whatever platform I'm on. We're all the time getting attacked from one end to the other end that we're relying on God, relying on guns and not God, and all this stuff. I trust my life. I trust my family. I trust everything to God. I trust my health. I trust any kind of finances I have, everything comes from God. Everything is going back to God. Everything that I have is only because God has given it to me. God has blessed me with it. And I recognize that. And everything can be taken away. Just as Paul said, I have found that I am happy whether I am in abundance or whether I'm in need. Either way, I'm still happy because God has provided ways to provide. Whether it's just a simple morsel meal, whether it's a big lavish meal, whatever it is, find your happiness that God is providing you with your needs. Don't worry about tomorrow. Don't worry about Biden or Harris or all the other loonies out there. What you need to focus on is reading the scriptures. You need to make sure that you're sharing the gospel with your family, sharing the gospel with your friends, sharing the gospel with your neighbors, sharing the gospel with strangers, everywhere you go, because this country will never turn around and will never vote for law and order as long as the people are wicked. The only, as Alex de Tocqueville said 200 and something years ago, America's good. America's only good because the people are good. When the people no longer are good, when they're no longer godly, when they're no longer worshiping God, they will be just like everybody else in Europe who's stealing, killing, and destroying, right? Where he came from. So he recognized that America was good because the people of America, were worshiping people who loved one another, who wanted the best for one another, who were law-abiding people. They were good. And so as soon as America's population is tilted towards not being godly people, then they vote for people who are like them, who do what they want to do, who say the things they want to say. And so when that tipping point has been reached, which I don't think it is, I think it's been stolen. I think it's still about 70% of America is godly and good people. But I think that that the election was stolen through all kinds of means of fraud. And so they try to make it appear that way. They own the media and they own the social media. And so that's why we are where we're at. But Matthew 10, verses 26 down through 33, we have to remember here at the very bottom, this last couple of verses, 32 and 33. So everyone who acknowledges me before men, I will acknowledge before my Father who is in heaven. What does that mean? That means that if we're a believer, we need to say it before the people. We need to say, I follow Jesus. Jesus is my Lord and my Savior.
Mm-hmm.
My hope is in Jesus and not in Trump. My hope is in Jesus, and it's not in the Republican Party. My hope is in Jesus. It's not in America. It's not in America's military. My hope is in Jesus alone. Right? Now, these other things were fruits of a Christian nation, which are now starting to rot and go away. Right? Those fruits are no longer reflective of the Christian nation we once were. 33, but whoever denies me before men, I will deny before my Father who is in heaven. You need to take that to heart. You need to know the word of God. You need to be able to proclaim the gospel message that we have a problem. That problem is sin. It separates us from God. There's only one atonement for that sin. It's the blood of Jesus. It's a free gift, but it takes everything that you have. In order for you to get that free gift, you have to give over your life. You are no longer your own. Yep. If you want the blood atonement of Jesus, you accept that as a free gift, but you have to give up your life daily. It's a daily dying to yourself and living for God. And the only way you can do that is by knowing the scripture and what God wants you to do and be able to proclaim. The good news is that our sins can be forgiven. It can't be forgiven by works. It can't be forgiven by good deeds or how much we give to the church or how much we love people and take care of people. Nothing. All of our works, all of our deeds, all of our donations, all of our anything other part than Jesus' sacrifice is filthy rags that God wants no part of. He can't even look at it. It's so disgusting to him. We cannot be good enough. There's no way. We have to accept it as by faith that Jesus is the Son of God. He was the only person able to be a sacrifice for that sin. And if we don't believe that, then we don't have a hope. You don't have a way. That's the gospel message. And you have to die to yourself and live for Christ and you have to give up what you want to do, what you want to say, how you want to act. It's a free gift, but it costs you everything. It's worth it. It's been worth it for me for almost 50 years, Doug.
Me too.
There you go.
Absolutely.
All right, so get the verses down. We're going to rock on into, as you can see, we've been through this before. If you're old as Doug and I, we've been through Bill Clinton 8 years. We've been through Barack Obama 8 years. In those times, we see that all these attacks upon personal liberties come. All these things that just destroy the image of America as a Christian nation, and you have to endure it. And we went through the Clinton gun bill that Biden did back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Yep.
And we heard all of the false flag attacks and stuff that happened under Obama. We had the Fast and Furious stuff where they were running guns to Mexican drug lords and trying to blame gun dealers in Texas and Arizona and stuff for that.
They got a border patrol agent killed with the guns they gave them.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen all these false flags before. Same thing under Bill Clinton. They had all kinds of criminality that happened back then, and they tried to blame all these school shootings and stuff. All of a sudden, just started under Bill Clinton. And then all of a sudden, they really ramped up again under Obama. Don't get me started on Sandy Hook. But as far as you have to understand that this is not a American situation. These false flag things have been going on all around the whole world. Governments will have these things happen, and they use the emotional power of the deaths or the of these children to try to steal your freedoms and your liberties and put you under a prison system whereby you have no rights anymore, that you're subject to the wills and whims of all powerful government. So it's important that you really stand up to this attack that's coming, and they're going to try to take out the NRA. And the NRA pretty much is ineffectual at this point anyway. They've had their own demons that they've been dealing with. Join every pro-gun organization you can. Write every congressman that you can. It's the same stuff we've had to do for the last 40 years. Every year is a new battle. And it will be that way until you go to your grave or until Jesus returns. We do all we can to stand against the schemes of the devil, because we know that if people are unarmed, that gangs will be able to just wreak havoc. You can look at South America, a lot of these countries where they've taken away the right to guns, or they've turned socialist, and roving gangs of people just break into houses and steal and take everything. The gun is the equalizer. A woman who can't live by herself in a country like that, because they just break in and steal, rape, whatever. Whereas here in America, a woman can have a pistol or a shotgun or something in her house. Gang breaks in, she can put down 2 or 3 of them, the rest of them will run. We have to draw the line in the sand. I'm not being dark here, but I'm saying the war is never over with. There's battles we win. We had a reprieve there for a few years, just a little bit of a reprieve. I mean, even under Trump, he passed some stupid garbage laws with bump stocks. I mean, of all things. But there's never an end to it. So don't let it worry you. All through the Bible, Jesus says, "Don't worry. Don't worry about tomorrow. Worry about today. Take care of the things today. Trust God." And so my encouragement for you guys going into 2021, we talked about New Year's resolutions last show. And I think now we need to focus on that we need to show a peace that surpasses all understanding. As believers, we need to love people like God loves us. And that's hard. It's hard because we want to judge people by our set of rules. we don't know what their history is. We don't know what their background is, and so we need to die to ourselves and live for God. And we're not going to turn this country around until we do.
No.
So I know in 2020 that COVID kept us from being in church as much as we should have been, because first of all, the church was shut down for half the year. And then when it came back, they made you wear these stupid masks everywhere that don't do anything. I'm going to say it again.
No.
And let me tell you, don't be afraid of this COVID. I mean, I know that like Doug, you got sick and stuff and it slows you down. Some people go in Miller, some people die. But the viruses don't care if you wear a mask.
No.
They don't care if you take 6,000 milligrams of zinc a day. They don't care what you do. Viruses will run until either you have antibodies to fight them off that you build up through your immunity, or you get it and your body fights it off, or it kills you. But you can't be afraid about it because fear does nothing. The Bible says, you can add a day to your life by fear. Fear does nothing but cause you to be worried and willing to do whatever somebody says to try to save your life. Your life is in the hands of God.
Dude, I can tell you right now, even when they told me when I had no taste and smell, I knew I had it. I knew it. Yeah. There was no doubt, and the test just confirmed that. I was not scared. I was not worried. I was more mad because I couldn't duck hunt for one. That got me more than anything. But like I've said on this show umpteen times, I work at a hospital. I've been doing this for 8 months, 9 months.
Yep.
Almost a year now.
Yep.
And I've said all along, if I get it, I get it. And God's either going to see his way to heal me,
right,
or he's going to take me home.
Yep.
And I'm a winner either way.
Right.
And he saw to keep me here a little while longer.
Right. And God is just whether he takes you or whether he leaves you.
Exactly.
Put your faith in Christ, right? Put your faith in God. Now, I'm not saying that you're not going to die. I'm saying that you just put your faith in God, and what his will is what's going to be. And no amount of worry that you do is going to save your life, and no amount of worry that you do is going to cause anyone to die. Your worry has nothing to do with whether you live or die. Your worry is showing that you don't have faith in God. When you walk around with a stupid mask on, driving in your car by yourself, you're in fear of a virus that's probably on the mask that you got on your face.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably right there on your nose because you're wearing cloth over your breathing apparatus, right? And so you're more likely to get it because you keep putting that thing on your face and touching it. So my encouragement is don't worry. Trust God. And as a father, you people that are listening, as a parent, you worry about your children, especially when they're becoming adult children and they're going to work in the middle of the night like my daughter does, and she's driving on the interstate, and you're like, Lord, take care of her, protect her, bring her home safely, these things. But you have to lay it at God's feet. You have to give it to him. And it doesn't say that you don't pray. Pray a lot. Be in prayer. Be in the scriptures. Turn off the television. Turn off the news because it's propaganda.
Yeah.
Pick up your Bible. Read a history book. Listen to a sermon. Turn off CNN, ABC, CBS, anything that's got a couple initials. Fox. Turn it all off. Get into the Word. Pray and have faith. And you will be so much more freed up. Yep. And my wife's probably going, "You hypocrite," because I do get on Epoch Times. I do listen to OAN and stuff like that from time to time. But she's like, you're all the time. I'm like, I'm a person who has to know information to pass it along. She's like, "You're a hypocrite."
Yeah.
But honestly, we need to put faith in God, whether it's the virus, whether it's Joe Biden, whether it's China, whether it's the coronavirus, whatever new thing that they can scare you with and control you with, laugh at it because they have no power over you because God says He's in control.
Yep.
He has already won. The victory is His, and everything they're doing is trying to steal your joy, steal your faith. So don't let them. Laugh in their face. Laugh in their face. Because if you show no fear, they don't know what to do with you. The only way they have control over you is if they get you to get fearful and go get a stupid shot filled with baby parts and stuff. Don't get me on that stuff. But don't have fear of people. Don't have fear of them at all. Fear God. Fear what God says about things. Honor God, glorify God, and we'll go from there. All right, so we're going to plug a couple things, and then we're going to get out of here. Unless you wanted to add something there, Doug.
No, I'm with you. I still don't wear a mask, and of course, once people find out you got COVID or had COVID, you know, they steer clear of you, which I'm good with. Yeah,
keeping that bad breath distance just fine. Thank you.
Yeah. You. I can tell you too, having it, you don't realize how much you miss your taste and smell if you don't have it, because everything tastes exactly the same, like nothing. It's nothing.
Well, I had when I was 12, I had my tonsils removed, and they went and did polyps that were in my nose and my adenoids, which I don't know what that is.
Yeah.
But they did all that, so they like cleaned me out, cored me out. I haven't had a sense of smell much since then. My sense of taste is it's salty, or when I go on these fasts, I can really taste a lot more. My sense of taste gets heightened, but since I was 12, I don't have a whole lot of sense of smell or taste. And either that's good or bad for my wife. I don't know.
It's good for you, especially if she can't cook, but she can.
Well, how about the show? We got some patches and stickers. We got Subscribe Star. I got a link in our show notes. It's God and Guns. We'll go ahead and plug the last two, Doug, then we'll hit the Armed Citizen of the Week.
All right, Axelson Tactical. They're still hanging with us. They are great guns. Troy's got one. I got one. You've seen them. We've showed them to you umpteen times.
Oh yeah,
and they are tack driving machines. If you're looking for high quality AR, go check them out. I was actually looking at some of the stuff they had the other day. They still have them, and they're not overly priced like some things are. I mean, they were already pricey, but you get what you pay for. But go check our buddies out at AxelsonUSA.com and use the promo code God and Guns. Get a 10% discount for listening to us on there. Also, Palmetto State Armory. We have an affiliate link with Palmetto State, so they don't give you a discount, but when you spend money with them, they send a little bit back to us to help us do what we do. So go check them out if you need parts, AR parts, looking for guns. Good luck with ammo if you're looking for ammo. If you're looking for ammo now, you're just out of luck. You should have been listening to us, months ago that you should be buying this stuff. But go check Palmetto State out. They got all the stuff out there that you could possibly want or need. And if you see it, you better get it because it'll be gone quick. But check them out, PalmettoStateArmory.com.
Yeah, I go there first thing, try to find any kind of parts I'm looking at. And if I don't find it there, I go to CDNN. And if I don't find it there, I go to, what's the third one I go to? It's that, it's the one that gives away guns all the time. Can't remember the name of them now. It'll pop up later. Go ahead and do the Armed Citizen.
All right. In our Armed Citizen this week comes to us from Amarillo, Texas. A homeowner in Amarillo, Texas was forced to defend himself when he was attacked by two robbers inside his home on early morning hours of January the 4th, 2021. Sometime before 5 a.m. that Monday morning, the homeowner came across the first of the two robbers burglarizing his home and confronted the man. In response, the first robber attacked the homeowner, and the two began fighting. Then the second robber jumped into the fray and attempted to assault the homeowner. In response to the two people attacking intruders, and fearing for his life, the homeowner drew a handgun he had on his person. The homeowner then shot the attacking robbers, killing both of them. Police were called to the scene at 5:19 a.m., where they discovered the two deceased robbers. The homeowner was interviewed by detectives and later released. The investigation of the incident is still ongoing, and that's from newschannel10.com in Amarillo, Texas.
Wow. I think I would have went with a gun a little earlier myself.
I know. Why mess with them? Why fight with them?
Maybe he thought he could take him. I don't know.
I sound like he was until that second dude jumped in.
Yeah. 2-on-1.
My thing is at 5 o'clock in the morning, you're wearing your gun?
Maybe he's getting ready to go to work.
Yeah, possibly.
Well, I tell you, 5:19 in the morning, I have a gun.
Crossbreed, make a holster for your boxers.
Yeah. No, I've got this gun that's got a sling, and so when I leave the bedroom, I throw it over my shoulder, and there you go. I don't take it to the bathroom with me, though. I might get dirty. But
I'll start sleeping with the chest rig with a 44. You wouldn't want to lay on your stomach with that thing for very long, I promise you. I can't wait to kill a pig with that thing, dude.
You better be downwind of you. It might make a nice mist when it hits. What is that, 500 or is that a 44 mag? It's 44 mag, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a 44.
You had a 500 Smith & Wesson, didn't you?
I have not yet. I won't.
You had one.
I was debating if I was going to get the 500 Smith & Wesson or the 460, and I wasn't sure what I wanted. If I went with the 460, I could shoot a 460. I could shoot a what else does it shoot? It shoots a 460. It shoots a 454 Casull, and I want to say a 45 long Colt, but that don't sound right. It shoots another one also. So there's three I could shoot off that one gun if I wanted to. So if you're looking for ammo, you could find it. The 500 is just going to shoot a 500 Magnum.
Yeah.
That 44 is not that. I mean, it's a handful, but it's not unmanageable. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to shoot it.
I had a double action only 44 Magnum with a 3-inch barrel. You talking about a fireball maker?
Yeah.
It would throw a flame out that would light a barbecue. I mean, it was huge.
As Steve said over on YouTube that Axelson has been selling reloads. Yes, they have, and they have it in stock. It's a little pricey, but I mean, if you're looking,
if you're hurting, you gotta pay the price. I had a lady from church texted me yesterday, said she was looking for a revolver, and I told her of the store that I didn't make the deal at today, and told her to check them out because they had like 5 of those Smith & Wesson Airlight, was really light, was a Scadium or something revolver. Mm-hmm. And he said he had some ammo. I wonder if he's charging her $50 a box of ammo too. I told her, you're gonna have to pay the piper. I mean, you picked the wrong time to decide to buy a gun.
You can't find anything unless you got a shotgun. I mean, you can find shotgun shells, but you can't find hardly any ammo at all. I mean, I looked in stores down in Arkansas when we were down there, and they had nothing. I mean, they have a couple weird calibers. You can find a couple things, but
up here, everything's gone. Everything. Unless somebody's got a private collection like a certain dealer.
True.
I'm so glad I got into reloading about 5 years ago.
Well, I'm not into reloading, but I was smart enough to start buying up some ammo.
Oh, yeah. I did that before too. So.
Oh, check this out. This is what I've ordered this week. I ordered some of. Well, actually, let me pull one down. Everybody knows what they are. Everybody uses it. Oh, it's green, so you're not going to be able to see it.
Yeah.
Can you? I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah, little canisters.
Yeah, it's a little 1 pound bottle of Coleman propane fuel. Mm-hmm. So I ordered some of these. You can't find these, dude. I tried on Walmart and Academy, different places. I could not find them. I actually found some on Amazon. So I said, well, I'm going to order them and get them. But I also ordered the little valve that you can hook up to a regular propane tank.
Yeah, that's what I got for mine.
Screw it on and fill them up. So I did not have one.
I got the little buddy adapter that you can hook to a 5 pound can, a 5 gallon, a 5. What is it? 5 pound, 5.
A regular propane tank.
Yeah, regular propane tanks. You can hook up to whatever size. It's got like a 5 foot hose on it. Hooks up to the bigger tanks.
This one doesn't have a hose. Well, I have a hose. I have a hose I could hook up with it, I guess. But this one's just screws right under your tank. You turn the tank upside down, and you fill it till you don't hear it anymore.
Little bottles.
Huh? Yeah, to fill up the little bottles.
Yeah. I just got the adapter that I can hook the Mr. Heater thing up to the actual 5 gallon.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got that too.
Yeah. And then you just use a big one.
I got this for, well, my problem is, if things were to get bad, this is paying attention to the prepper show that we had. I have a little propane grill, a little Coleman grill that I could light up. I have a Coleman stove that I can light up, and I have the little Mr. Buddy. If I lose electricity, I got that. I got different things, but these little tanks are hard to come by, so I'm saving these now. I'm not getting rid of them, and I have several regular propane tanks, and I'm getting those all filled up and make sure they're all gassed up, ready to go, and I can either hook up to the regular tank, or I can hook up to one of the little green ones and rock on.
Yeah.
So
I got a nice little stove. It's a wood cook stove. It's portable, and I can set it. It's insulated around, so I can set it on like a bench or whatever, and I can cook on it just using small sticks and stuff. And it'll boil water and everything. So it's got 2 burners on it, or 2 places to set pots on. You can cook with it. In case you don't even have gas, you could just go out in the wood and snap limbs and stuff and get your fire going.
I also have I've got for phone or if you need something charged, I also have one of those little solar panels now that I can charge phones and that kind of stuff off of if I need to, or charge my thermal.
Yeah.
Charge my thermal during the day and keep guard at night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I picked up a couple. I got one for the kids, one of the battery packs. I think it's like a 30,000 milliamp, and then it's got like 3 solar panels that folds out on it, and it'll charge itself up in a day's time or whatever. And then I picked up one of those big, I don't know, it's like 36 inches by 18 inches, and you can put 2 phones in it and hook it on like a backpack or hang it outside, and it'll charge 2 phones up in a couple of hours.
I also picked up today for my chest rig, for my plate carrier and stuff. I picked up mag pouches for the front, and I picked up a radio pouch, so I can put my radio in, and when I get that thing and get it going.
Deal. We're gonna wrap it up. We're done. Went over an hour. We done run people off to bed, I'm sure.
What?
I know. We just get to talking, man. Before you know it, it's like ticking people off. Thank you guys for joining us. We appreciate you being here. Come back again next time. We're gonna try to get back on a regular schedule. Just me being in DC, I was on the road last week, coming back, and then
and I had the China virus,
and he had the China communist China bioweapon.
I had the Wuhan flu.
Thanks a lot. We're going to wrap it up. Send your feedback to Troy at GuyandGunsPodcast.com or
Doug at GuyandGunsPodcast.com.
Please tell your friends about us. Leave us an iTunes review and like us on Facebook at Facebook.com/GuyandGunsPodcast, as long as that lasts. And then you can find us on YouTube, and we're not on Twitter anymore. I'm going to go ahead. Are you going to delete that for me?
I am deleting it right now.
Do have Instagram, last I looked, and we have MeWe, and it seems to be plugging right along. It seems like I get like 10 people every couple of days finding me over there, and there is a page for Guy and Guns. It's just sort of like bulletin board kind of page. I post stuff over there. Other people post stuff over there. There's a chat room over there.
Dude, I have MeWe, but I couldn't even tell you what my name is or what I go by because I've had it so long.
Yeah, we've had MeWe, gosh,
since it came out, really.
14, 13, something like that.
There's got to be a way to look on here, isn't there?
Yeah, you can share it. So our website is guidegunspodcast.com, and someday that will be live again. All right, Doug, till next time, have a blessed week.
And keep your guns close, but keep your Bibles closer.
Good night.